この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo. I am straight out of the shower and I am ready for Princess Tutu. We are on Princess Tutu episode 20, the big 20, the double dig. Jesus, there are only 5 episodes after this. Like, that's insanity to consider that we're that close to the end of this story. And honestly, like, we haven't like moved into endgame territory. It doesn't feel like we've moved into endgame territory, but gosh, something's gonna shift quickly. So, what happened last week? We had some love letters, but the main point of our episode last week, or the main takeaway that I took away from it, was the sort of the push-pull terror and vulnerability and fear and wonderfulness of letting other people into your personal internal narrative, especially when that narrative contains emotions that you want complete control over, and telling somebody else about those feelings might cede control over those feelings to that person. They're safe as long as you keep them hidden, but once they go out into the open, they're terrifying and vulnerable. And thus you are terrified and vulnerable. And we see a lot of the flip side of that, which is some pretty wonderful interactions between Ahiru and Fakir. And I don't mean wonderful in terms of they result in wonderful things in the conversation, because neither of these characters has let the other character into their internal world, and so their attempts to help each other or like present alternative ways of reaching their goals to each other, especially Ahiru being like, I wish you wouldn't be a knight with a sword, I wish you would be like a knight of books, that would be really cool, gets completely taken in the worst possible way by Fakir, who's in this vulnerable state where he's like worried about his own knighthood and his identity, and she's just like slamming that shit down. So those interactions are really wonderful in my mind because they highlight the thematic thrust of the episode, and they demonstrate both of these characters' desire to be there for each other, but also their inability to do so because they just haven't communicated properly. And it's kind of amazing. It's kind of really cool as an episode thing. What's next? I have no idea. Again, like, we're in the last 6 episodes. We need to move towards something. I don't know how soon, but like, this whole story needs to wrap up. It doesn't have to wrap up in a conclusive way, and I think maybe a conclusive ending would be whack for Princess Tutu, maybe. But like, it needs to move into something satisfying, and there's not that much time to do that, and like, where's that gonna start? I don't know. I have no idea how we win. I have no idea, like, how Muto becoming more and more evil while simultaneously becoming more and more, like, flicker back to real Muto, and, like, fighting against it given his now obtained pride. I don't know how we're gonna deal with that. I don't know how we're gonna deal with Rue. I don't know how Rue is gonna deal with Rue. I don't know how Big Bad Raven Dad is gonna be an asshole more. I don't know what the fuck Yuzura is here for, or like what she's gonna be. I don't know what we're gonna do with Fakir. I don't know why all the books that Fakir keeps opening have all the endings torn out of them. I don't know what that weird shadow that's been appearing on walls and stuff has been. I don't know what Ahiru is gonna do. Ahiru is like maturing quite rapidly. I don't, obviously not physically. Like, I mean, mentally and psychologically, she's maturing much faster than Fakir has been, because I get this vibe that Fakir is just stuck in a rut and like so reluctant to allow other people to help him. So if we get an episode that's like fully in Muto's internal world as he's struggling with this like imbalance within him, that could be really cool. Or fully in Rue's world, that could be cool. Or fully in Fakir's world, that could be cool too. We need to maneuver some of our characters around, because in their current arrangement, I don't see how this story like moves toward any kind of conclusion. I don't see the mechanics in play. And this is like, Princess Tutu has been a type of story where it doesn't ass pull Deus Ex style. It sets things up for sure and then pulls them out. It's much more setup payoffy. So I don't know. I feel like we need to maneuver some characters around. We did just get a Fakir episode with the Ghost Knight thing, but it didn't really like conclude in any way. That was the episode that brought Fakir to this place of doubt and questioning. So an episode that pulls him out of it might make sense. An episode that's more Ahiru focused might make sense. Or just another like Muto's trying to steal some girl's soul, and we gotta stop him, and it's some nice character who's nice and has some, like, genuinely nice thing about them, and, we meet them wandering around in the woods, and they're just watering flowers or something, and that's the whole episode. Maybe it'll just be a normie episode of Princess Tutu. I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it. Because I'm here to get mindfucked by a kid's show. That's what I'm here for. The whole goal is to just get mindfucked by a kid's show, and it's been doing a great job so far. I am open and ready for the mindfucking. Let's go. Yeah, that's my whole spiel here at the beginning of Princess Tutu episode 20. That's the spiel. We're going to find out something thematic about what this episode is going to be in the next 30 seconds when we get the intro. And then we're going to recontextualize that like 6 times over the course of the episode because we actually don't know what's going on and I'm an idiot. So welcome. Let's watch an episode of Princess Tutu. So, as usual, I've got the episode up and ready to go. It is sitting at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description. Time-based version will be up on YouTube. You want to do a syncy thing? You could do a syncy thing. Get your own copy ready so that you can sync up with my copy and we'll be good to go. Beep, beep, timer, let's do it. I don't even know what that accent was. That was like half... I don't even know. There was half New York in there, and then there was some, like, some Russian, honestly? What the fuck? Anyways, beep, beep, timer. Chair, rose, pendulum. Time? Forced into a position. Okay. The unknown versus the known. Grass is greener sort of situation. Sure. Ooh. What's up with this? All these letters? The young woman even became unsure which one of them she really loved. So that mirrors like Ahiru, who's in the midst of something of a love triangle, right? Like, we know that as an audience. Ahiru has never expressed that she has any actual interest in Fakir, but we know it's happening. She's still on Muto train. Team Muto, which is wrong. It's just wrong. it's just wrong. Like, Team Fakir is 100% right, and Muto is not. Jesus. Girl who was forced into a marriage that she knew was with someone who loved her, but who she didn't love, and she wondered whether her sweetheart loved her more, and just sitting in the midst of those two options fell away from her own emotions completely. Maybe we'll introduce a new character who this will make a lot more sense for. Because it doesn't seem to make sense for Tutu. Okay. And it does come back to communication as well, right? Because the female character in the opening was left in the dark and didn't know whether her sweetheart really loved her, she ended up in complete confusion. Okay, here we go. We're starting with Fakir. Took to hand whatever, okay. The Forgotten Story. Do you, or do books you pick up just have missing endings? Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is that? Ow? You absolutely must not look at it. Wait, is that Glasses Boy again? He's, like, showing up a lot. she like his babysitter? I really doubt it. I'm gonna guess like babysitter. Because she seems older. Oh, jeez. Huh? What a strange girl. True enough. Destroyed. Indeed. Rachel. Rachel? Rachel. We'll go with Rachel. You know where Fakir's house is? Interesting. Hmm. I mean, obviously, immediate distrust. Like, solid instant distrust, but... Oh, hi. Hi, not dad. Not if you're a vampire. Oh, no, God, Yuzura, fuck off. Yeah, this is not my daughter. This is an automaton puppet. Explain that one. She saw straight through you. Okay. Yes, and except in... No, you look a little young for him, honestly. Whoa. 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 Yikes. Oh, yeah, about that. Ooh, spill embarrassing details about Fakir's childhood. The watermill. Okay. I'm wondering if the mask will drop. You're very cute. Oh. Oh. Tell me more about his childhood. What? And the darkness. What? What? But. Are those his parents? What happened? Why did he come to Karen's house? What happened to his parents? No, keep talking. Keep talking. Fuck here. No, investigate further before you do a stupid. No. No. He can't write out Drosselmeyer. Oh, jeez. No. Oh, you should have asked why he stopped. Ah! Wedding dress? As a knight. Always within that identity. Find value outside of that identity. Come on. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're doing it again. They're doing the same thing again. Oh, fuck. He's fully repressed that? Ahiru, you need to leave him alone right now. I know, dude. I know. You need to leave right now. He's terrified of that ability. What happened? What happened? Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck off, Lilie. Of course you did. Oh, jeez. Similar to Rue's dance. Yeah, it's fully the dance of crows. Ugh. Jesus. Oh, hi. You know her? Explain? Why? Oh. Oh, no, don't you... Come on, man. I guess Rachel is a good person. Because he's gonna try and fuck with her. Don't touch the... Oh, God. What? 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 Oh, God. Fucking no, dude. Fucking no. Oh, no. Yes, you seem very happy. Who are you marrying? Fuck you, dude. What? Oh, God. No. Fuck off. No. Hell yeah. That's number 3, dude. That's the 3rd walk away. Get fucked, Muto. Oh, hi, Ryu. Rue. Doubt it. Doubt it. You're being used. Yep. Fuck off. Fuck you, Drosselmeyer. God, I hate you. It's the as a knight part. It's the as a knight part, dude. He doesn't think that he can act outside of his identity. Ooh, fun shot. Yeah, Rachel, tell us the whole story. What actually happened? Yeah, we didn't follow up on it either. No. No. Why don't you just explain the rest of it? Parts of his stories come true. He only actually has... Oh, he doesn't have control over endings. The weight of responsibility of playing God. And having a conscience, unlike Drosselmeyer. Ah! No. 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 Hi, user. Aww. That is a bonkers music choice. No. 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 Yeah. No. Let's go. Save that. Save that lady. Fully repressed. Okay. Will user us see? Ah! You gotta go. Hans. Why are you going with this Muto person? Oh. 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 Well, there's our opening story. You'd best go tell Karen that. So choose a third? No, fuck off. Whoa. Okay, true. True. Nope, just escape. Nope. Some people love others because they love others. Wow, full interrupt. Get fucked, Muto. Oh. Oh. True. True. 100%. Fuck off, Monster Man. Wow, he is genuinely angry. Hey, Night Boy. This is new. This is entirely new. What the fuck is... Ah! He has a crow sword. Oh, God. Ah, shit. He really believes that. Ah! Find identity, let's go. You just gonna let him talk to you like that? You just gonna let him talk to you like that? Ooh, the reflection. Whoa. Whoa. Same sword angle. You gonna start writing an ending, boyo? Charon? Tell me it's Charon. Tell me it's Charon. No, it wasn't. Okay. Who dat? Oh. What if it did? Yeah. 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 Ah! New mechanics! I asked toward the beginning. I was like, we need new mechanics in order to maneuver our characters around into a position where something can change. How about we give one of them power over stories? How about that? Excuse me while I wheeze for a second. Ah! I didn't want to see that line. I didn't want to see that line. Oh no. Whoa, there's a lot here. Afterwards, it was as if he sealed those memories away. I need to go through and find all these elements about Fakir's storytelling. It'll take me a minute to do that. There's all the Pike and Lilia stuff. There's all the fucking Muto stuff. And then the big shift at the end and the complete switch from, like, goal-driven toward obtaining a sacrifice to just, like, wanting to toy with Fakir and fuck with him and pull the first time visible sword of the crow or whatever it is. Like an obvious mirror of his prince's sword, but now crow on the hilt. Whoa. Okay, I need time. I need a minute. Oh, okay, yeah, wait, but before I take a minute, okay, surrogate mother, there's this there. Who the fuck is that? Rachel, Fakir's writing of stories and his intrigue of stories. How did he get from there to here? And how does that work with what we know about Fakir from Prince Unrabe? I guess he was reborn here? I don't really know. Crow showed up. And then Fakir, like, immediately from childhood, he writes himself into a heroic role. But it ends up being a failed heroic role. All he does is bring the attackers, the crows, down upon his family. And cannot fix it. His control is limited, and that's terribly dangerous. Okay. This line is so perfect as an introduction to Fakir's current mental state. Like, we've had scenes and scenes of Fakir going through books and finding them with the endings ripped out and, like, kind of freaking out about it. But here, the phrasing of it, why do I choose only books whose endings are missing? As though it's something intrinsically wrong with Fakir that, like, naturally when he picks up a book, the ending is missing because of him. But we have this insider knowledge that there's this weird shadow thing that's stalking Fakir, and we can assume that weird shadow thing is what's tearing out the book, the pages of the book, like, right when he chooses the book, or like, as he's choosing it, somehow. That's so crazy. But to be a storyteller who has repressed your own storytelling ability because it's dangerous, and then to find yourself in a position where you're trying to research and all the endings are cut out, when your own storytelling experience has to do with not having control over endings, is so crazy cool. That's such a cool idea. The power to shape the stories of others is such a huge element of Princess Tutu. Like, in the previous episode, we talked a lot about, like, your internal narrative and the vulnerability in allowing other people to shape your emotional narrative. But, like, there are also a number of elements in the story of characters shaping other characters' stories. Like, Raven Daddy completely shapes Rue's worldview once she starts Craraing up, right? You are my daughter, but you're a filthy human. No one will ever love you. And we see her, like, internalizing these things. No one will ever love me the way that I love them, blah, blah, blah. That's her, like, understanding of self being shaped, being molded, being altered by Raven Daddy. Drosselmeyer is the most obvious example of this because he's literally the authorial god of our universe, with complete narrative control, though we know that he can fuck up and, like, not see things playing out in certain ways, and it's clear that he's neither omniscient nor omnipotent. But still, his power comes from being able to shape narratives. He very literally took a duck and was like, you are Princess Tutu now, and also a girl. Like, you can do all these things because I told you you can. I wrote that into your story. Shaping narratives is hugely important. There's another example of a character who shapes other characters' narratives, and it's actually Muto. Evil Muto. Like, what does he do to get other people to, like, sacrifice their souls to him? Well, he completely shapes how they feel about everything. My bride, you in this story are my bride, right? We move along, running to Rachel, and everything that Muto says is like this, right? You'll love only me, won't you? And the like questioning nature of that is like call and response prompting, shaping her internal narrative. Come, Rachel, and give your beautiful heart to me. Wait, yada yada. But like, we don't even need these specific examples. It's just so obviously true, right? That what Muto does is like put false narratives in front of people, and like you're suffering because you're wavering between two loves. Let me reframe this for you. Just love me instead, and you won't be wavering at all. Just give yourself over completely. And Ahiru is, of course, like, there's nothing wrong with that. You can totally do that, and we will investigate that for sure. And as we move along in this particular incarnation of Bad Muto, he gets more and more desperate. Like, no, that's a mistake, Rachel. You should just forget everything else and love only me. Come on, quickly, before Princess Tutu does the thing and convinces you that you maybe shouldn't do that. It's desperate, and that desperation leads into the fight. So interesting. And now we gift Fakir with the ability to rewrite stories, to write stories, but it's limited and we don't know quite how. And then there's the implication, it's not explicitly said, but like Hans just shows up out of fucking nowhere, right? Like Hans just appears. This dude who was elsewhere just shows up, and Fakir is like, yeah, I wrote a little bit of a story, and I think there's a solid, like, Ahiru says, your story didn't come true, huh? I think this is his story coming true. I think this is what it is. I think he wrote, like, a happy ending where Rachel gets married to someone who loves her, and this is just the way that played out. Like, I don't know. We can't know, but that's the vibe that I get. I think that he did. And then he's like more confident. He's like, maybe I'll write a story for Muto, right? I think I'll try writing a story for Muto, as though like he's just had some level of confirmation that he's capable of doing this because Hans showed up and they went off together and everything's like stable. But I don't know, like, I don't know if that's true. So that's a presumption that is like everything else rests on that. But then the assumption beyond that is like, if that's true, what did Fakir write? Did Fakir just write and Rachel was happy with her choice, or something like broad and vague and open-ended? Or was it specifically like Rachel just came to say goodbye to Charon, her real engaged betrothed shows up and she's like, yeah, this is the right choice for me? I don't know. We can't know. We're not allowed by the story to know. Fuck. But I think that he wrote a story for her, because then this makes sense. Okay. And then there's all the elements of his childhood that we see, where like we reveal that he had a real childhood. Like, he's hanging out in this town and everything's great. We've got these sepia tones and stuff. Those are, I guess, his parents. Like, he's a real fucking boy. I don't know if that's him in Prince Rabe Book World, because I thought he was Prince Rabe Book World, or if that's him in this town, or I'm just a little confused on that. It's been a while since we've really directly addressed, like, Prince Rabe and the actual, like, narrative beginnings of the story. I just don't know. And yeah, if he can do that, maybe. So, yeah, pretty classic. Like, we get one tidbit of information from Rachel about Fakir, and Ahiru instantly latches onto it with no thought of how this could go wrong, or how this might, like, impact Fakir, or any of it. Like, he suppressed these memories for a reason, and she just doesn't wait around to know that, you know? Fakir has changed. No, the one who's changed the most is me. And he is here in his stable with his horse, dealing with his identity as a knight. In the story, you're no longer needed. The story is moving whether I'm here or not. But all I have is a sword. Rage against the machine. I'll protect Muto with this sword. Yeah, and then he jumps in, and then Ahiru jumps in and is like, I heard that you can write stories that come true. Do that instead. Once again, we are attacking his identity as a knight who protects Muto with the sword, and we're dredging up repressed memories that, like, are so completely outside of that identity that, of course, he's gonna just go into absolute multi-layered shock. And she's just so, like, excited and genuine and, like, pleased by this revelation. You've got this power that could fucking help us. I don't know that it caused you world-shattering trauma as a child. This is great. Oh, it's not great. It's not good at all. And yeah, this is like the scariest face that we've ever had. Be quiet. And she just keeps going. She just cannot. Why are you talking to me this way? Why are you doing this? I can't help Muto myself. I really just want to do something. I can't do anything. I'll protect Muto as a knight. I won't take orders from you. I am completely in control of my own narrative. You are not allowed to change me. You are not allowed to alter me. This is me. This is me. This is me. Not that other thing. I've repressed that. That doesn't exist. That's not me. That's not me. That's not me. But it is. But Ahiru doesn't know that and can't know that. We, as the audience, get to see that, but, like, fuck. Again, this is, like, the same miscommunications from last episode, just taken up multiple notches. Oh, it hurts. Fakir was a child, but he must have wanted to do something to help. He wrote a story where he became a hero and defeated the crows. And it's in German. That's pretty cool. I just see Ein in there, so. And then just like Fakir had written, the crows came and attacked him. We get these really powerful scenes. Like, we see her like, blacked out face of his mother. Really powerful in moments here. The crows came and attacked him, but the ending was different than his story. Afterward, it was as if he'd sealed those memories away, and he stopped writing stories too. That's his mom there, right? Like, those are, yeah, there's a hand there. I see that. Okay, that's, both his parents are dead. Wow. And he stopped writing stories too. Okay, so Fakir, as a little wide-eyed kid, is like, I've got this power. I'm going to use it for good. This is a good power. And he writes this story that's like, this is a good story. I become the hero and defeat the crows. What if that story does become true? What if it's just on a much longer timeline than expected? What if this is... That's so stupid. I have to actually make my point first. Let me make my point first. This is a good power. I'm going to use it to do a good thing. I'll become a hero and defeat the crows. One, his tendency to write himself into a hero's role makes a lot of sense. Two, it's a good thing, obviously. You can write stories and control them and stuff. That's dope. But you're not in control. And then the moment that something even a little bit bad happens, this is so, like, right on the money for like, finding authority as a child or like, power or anything like that. And then realizing how it can be used for ill, and then just, like, distancing yourself from it as much as possible. I can't think of, like, a specific example, because this is so weird and like, meta and whatever and supernatural, so I don't have a specific example, but it rings true to me that a child with eyes full of wonder would be like, this is amazing, and then discover that, like, they can hurt other people by using it if they don't use it properly, and then just cutting it off completely. Because Fakir doesn't go like, I should be a lot more careful about what I write. He goes, I am never writing a story again. This is evil. Fuck. So full repression, full... all of that. And there's a weight to this. There's a massive weight to authorial responsibility. A weight that Drosselmeyer, because in relation to his characters, Drosselmeyer is a complete psychopath who loves to torture them for the end of making a better story. Like, Fakir just wants to save people and help people. He is a gallant knight at heart. That's who he is. Whether he ends up in the role of knight or not, that's what he wants to do. but he can't control that in his stories. Drosselmeyer doesn't care about the like unforeseen consequences of his storytelling. In fact, he often sees them as like leaning into and creating more drama and more cool stuff. Fakir is terrified by the unforeseen consequences and the lack of control that he has. Gosh. So it does make me wonder, and I'll come back to that other point that I had a thought in this moment, which is this lack of control, and it makes me wonder how thought through Fakir's power really is, and whether it has to do with specificity, because, like, if Fakir just wrote, there's a story, there are crows attacking my world, and Fakir, me, becomes the knight hero who saves this world, that could still be true. It could just be that he skipped all the intermediary steps of like, you have to experience deep loss and suffering, and then loneliness, and then find someone who you want to protect in Muto, and then become that knight that you idolize. And like, all of these steps in between were not what you as a little child wrote in scribbles on one page of your story, but the starting point and the ending point are there. You will be the knight who defeats the ravens, just not today. And you're going to lose your parents today because you weren't specific about how or when. So that weight of authorial responsibility is like, I want to make myself a character who is a deeply devoted knight of justice and like saving people. Well, how does a human being get to a point where that's their personality, where that's who they actually are? You didn't write that into the story, but that needs to happen in order for it to make sense in the story. And I'm wondering how much of that is possible, or has been thought through by the authors. I just don't know. I don't know. Ugh, but Fakir feels this weight of authorial responsibility, which again, like, ties in with a lot of the conversations we've had in recent episodes about, like, control over your personal narrative. By shedding that control over other people's narratives, and by putting himself in a subservient role, not subservient exactly, but like a role that is defined for him, be the knight protector of the main character of another story, right? That removes all of that responsibility from him. He's no longer determining the course of the story himself. He's just playing his role, and that's safe, right? Oh shit. And then that perfectly ties in to Rachel's conundrum in the episode, because what Muto offers her is the safety of certainty without any genuineness, right? Just choose to love me and ignore the both of them, and you never have to waver again. There's like a safe certainty to that, but it's also tainted and poisonous and disgusting. And then that, like, kind of mirrors what Fakir has chosen for a good long time, which is the safe certainty of, I am a knight I protect with my sword. But now within that identity, he's questioning the possibility of that identity. I am a knight. All I have is a sword. I don't know how I can protect Muto from himself using this sword. I just don't know. And he has to do it at the end of this episode. He has to fight Muto. But that doesn't win it. What wins it is showing Muto himself in his reflection in the sword, right? And then choosing to take up the yoke of narrative responsibility as well. Whoa. Wake up, remember your true self. This sword isn't for slaying you with. A knight who couldn't even die. All of Muto's jabs feel a lot emptier over the course of this sequence. It's interesting. She told me to give you space. She didn't want to hurt you. And he leaves the sword there, as far as we can tell. I don't know if he actually leaves it, but yeah. He leaves that sword there. And in this moment, finally, he's actually able to hear all the things that Ahiru was saying before, right? Because, like, what Ahiru does and what Ahiru says here is enough for him to, like, one, he straight forgives her, like, quickly. Fakir does. in a way that, like, I don't see earlier Fakir being able to. And then Ahiru goes into this. She was suffering so much. Just pure compassion from Ahiru. She told me to give you space, and so I tried. She didn't want to hurt you, and I'm sorry, right? He goes and didn't want to hurt you. All of these little moments, he's able to actually hear them. Right now, I can't do anything. So he's able to connect those feelings of helplessness with their feelings of helplessness, right? And his own. And to see himself in this image, in this moment, and to accept that that was something true that he did. He begins to write. I really wonder about this story that he wrote for Rachel. It's such an interesting unknown in this episode. Like, is what's playing out right now something that Fakir wrote? Or did he write something broad and just accept that it would play out in some way? Or did he write something different and, like... Okay, here's another possibility, which is maybe the most interesting one. What if Fakir wrote a different happy ending for Rachel? What if he wrote, like, Rachel comes back and talks to Charon and finds out that Charon really loves her, and they end up getting married and live happily ever after? What if, theoretically, right, what if that's what Fakir wrote down? And what happens is actually this. How metaphysically world-altering would that be, right? I, Fakir, can write a story with a happy ending for this person that I care about. And she, as an agent, has agency over her own story and can choose a different happiness than the one that I wrote down for her. But it might still work out. How crazy might that be as a revelation for Fakir? Like, I don't necessarily have to ascribe to the role that I thought I was given, is one layer, right? We are all capable of breaking out of Drosselmeyer's control if we're, like, if we have goals in mind, is another layer, right? That's an interesting thought, if it's possible. But we don't fucking know. We just don't know if that's anything. We don't know if that's anything. Shit. Fuck. God damn it. Yeah, it's very clear that we're, like, zooming out from the sword here. If you do have that power, then if you write a story where Muto is saved, oh, gosh, what is this awful feeling? It's responsibility. The power to make stories come true, a power like that in me, and this wavering shadow behind him. We have no idea. But it runs away when Yuzura comes in. I had no idea about that shadow. He picks up the sword once more, and maybe for the last time. I kind of hope for the last time. And then there's the final sequence, which is dope. We're going to talk through the wavering and then Ahiru's really genuinely beautiful response to it, which is, like, it kind of blows my mind, honestly. And then the fight sequence, because those are the cool things. Right. If you love me, your wavering will disappear. You mustn't go over there. What's wrong with wavering? That's something you feel because you truly love people. That line actually, like, knocked me off my rocker a little bit. To recontextualize, like, your fear of being hurt or hurting either of these people who may love you or definitely love you just shows how much you care about other people. Like, you just don't want to hurt them, and that's totally reasonable. I may still love Charon, and he may love me. How can I turn that down? And when I think that, being with Hans is hard and painful. It's destroying both truths. Like, both of these true good things that are love are tainted by this wavering in between. And the gift is love only me and just give up all that responsibility because you get free certainty given to you by somebody else. But no, both of those loves are true heart, your true heart. But is that your true feelings? And then there's the deeply cynical, people only love others because they want that love reflected at them. Poignantly not true. Like, deeply untrue, deeply twisted. She wavers because she wonders which one will love her. No. She wavers because she doesn't want to hurt either of them because they might both love her. And she clearly has love for both of them, whether it's that deep romantic love or something else, just love for a human. I weighed their loves against each other for the sake of my own happiness. The truth was, I was selfish. I tried to escape the pain of my wavering by setting out to get Fakir to write a story about me, and hurting him in the process, somebody else who I love. Shit, I've gotten real twisted up, even though I knew it would hurt him. And this, like, is a direct response to, and a direct rephrasing of Muto's line just moments before. Like, go back to it. People just love others because they want to be loved. Positively rephrased is everyone wants to be loved by the people they love, right? Which is loving other people comes first, wanting their love in return comes second, not wanting their love comes first, loving, or more aptly, pretending to love them to get their love comes second. Muto's is twisted, Ahiru's is pure. Beautiful, beautiful reflections. And it's not bad to feel that way. That is humanity. That is community. But even if you run away from that, you won't be able to escape the pain. Hell yeah, universality of suffering. Love it. And then full freak out. You should just love me. Boom. The knight is here. And he holds up the sword like, begone. It's dope. And Muto gets real into it. So this is the first time that we see this. It's pretty dope. He's got a big old sword. And then there are some great action shots and moving around and swinging swords and stuff and terrifying moments and it's scary. And utterly, utterly shocking. I tried to save her. Right, and he genuinely believes that, as twisted as he is. Really cool fighting stuff, fighting moments, and then the flicker of the blade. What can you do then, a knight who can't even die? How pathetic you are. How long do you mean to go on shaming yourself wielding your play sword? And clearly Muto's got the upper hand, but all of his words seem desperate to me. I don't know. Fakir's like finding truth through this. Ding. And he just absolutely shatters Muto and Raven Muto to the point where Raven Muto gets stopped by internal Prince Muto from killing Fakir. Stop it. Don't hurt Fakir, you Raven. Specifically talking to himself. And then like begging with them to run and stay away from him because he will just bring pain. Holy tits. Forgot everything but my desire to escape my pain. Hey, you know, let me be real about something. When you as a person are in pain, whether it's physical pain or deep emotional pain, it can be really easy to hurt other people. Not in like a hurt people sense, but like I'm just trying desperately to clamber out of this pit of despair, and I'm grabbing onto literally anything that's above me, and sometimes that's people, and sometimes that means pulling them down, and that's horrible. But that's really reasonable and really, like, relatable as a human being who has experienced pain and has definitely pulled other people down because of my own pain. Like, that... There's a resonance there. This is legit. These are legit human moments told in a fucking fantasy story about a duck girl who saves a prince and stuff from a raven. Like, Jesus. And then the lead into a choice. The choice to start writing once more. Fucking awesome. Okay. I think this episode was solidly excellent. The, like, final fight sequence ties into all of the narrative stuff. All of the narrative stuff ties into the grander narrative stuff and the meta-narrative stuff about narratives and writing them and controlling them and the responsibility that comes with that and how Drosselmeyer's a shit author because he doesn't care, honestly. This idea of authorial consequences, of things being outside of your control, of just fear and not knowing how to relate to the world when your identity is in question. There's so many layers to this episode. Also, Rachel's a hottie. She's very attractive. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. There are a lot of really nice things in this episode. The interaction between Ahiru and Fakir when she's trying to get him to write a story is so heartbreaking because we're watching her just like without any of the context that would inform why she's fucking up so deeply, just fucking up super deeply over and over and just like continuing, and Fakir being just like super sincere, be quiet, please stop talking to me about this, I am not okay. And she's just like, but if you wrote a story, that would be really cool, and then maybe we could save everything, and that would be great. Here, have this gigantic weight of repressed responsibility, and, you know, that'll be good for you. You're fine with that, right? No, Ahiru, stop. Stop, you're hurting him. You're hurting the Fakir. He's a good boy. He just wants to be good. Stop it, Ahiru. Jesus Christ. Holy macaroni. Okay, I'm gonna go look up staff and stuff real quick. Oh, I've already got the Princess Tutu ANN page up. Thank you, me. Looking for episode 20. It is Mamiko Ikeda on the writing. Cool. Also wrote episode 18, which I believe was the Ghost Knight episode, so that tracks. And then Kyoko Sayama on storyboard, and Tatsufumi Tamagawa, who is actually Tatsufumi Ito, who also directed season 1 of Symphogear and passed away this past May, is the episode director and did a damn good job. Cool. Yeah, that tracks. These are all people that we've looked up before, and that all tracks for me. Good episode. In-depth on the deep stuff, light on the light stuff. Gosh, Pike and Lilie are really annoying in this one, but hey, that's par for the course. And, yeah, I think that's my take. So, I've been Teeaboo. This has been Princess Tutu, episode 20, the big 20, the double dig. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next time for more. If you want the next week's episode a little bit early, it'll be available on the Patreon. You can find a link in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.